Right, Tuesday 29th of October, Bitcoin is doing Bitcoin things. We're up to, we've tagged April Q2 at 71.4, and we have a ton of shorts in the market right now. Um, so let me just look at the long to short ratio. On the 24 hour, it's 63.7% short, and we're at basically all time high. Now I'm going to check the coin glass. In the last 4 hours, we've actually had quite a lot of longs coming in on the long to short ratio, but the long accounts are still going down. So 37% long accounts, 63% short accounts. So lots of shorts. All good sound. Cheers, brother. Yesterday, last time it was bugging out. Yeah, so lots of shorts at all time high. There are some coming in. We have seen some at 7 a.m., so 3 hours ago. Let me just go on the hourly. On this red candle here, we had quite a lot of longs coming in. This one here. So this grindly up is trapping those longs at the moment. We had 58.7% shorts on the 7 hourly candle, and then we closed at 55.5% long. So massive flip in that candle. I'm actually gonna resubscribe to my trading light, because basically if you looked at trading light on this candle, you would see that there's so many longs on this candle, way more than shorts out of position. So yeah, but we are at resistance. So let's see. I kind of want to leave Bitcoin for Viking in 3.5 hours or what, but we'll just talk about it a little bit. SPX failing weekly open, but it still looks bullish for me. DXY at the place to fail. Wow, it's so crazy. Like, I remember I was in the chat and I was like, when was the last time the DXY and Bitcoin pumped together? And it must have been what, 2020 February, just before the COVID crash. Not trying to like say that that's gonna happen at all, because I think people were. I do think people are talking about a Black Swan event a little bit too much in the chat over the past couple of weeks. Like, um, so hard to predict. So hard to predict. Let's have a look at the pound. Dumping a bit. Probably before that stinky Labour budget. And yeah, total 1 seems to be breaking this high, which is good. Let's have a look at total 2 quickly. Lots of resistance above. And total 3 hasn't broke the high yet, so. But that looks okay to me. USDT dominance is falling. We've actually made a new low, but we've got some heavy resistance here. Support. So big support and bullish divergence on the USD dominance. At major resistance on Bitcoin. Those things tell me that we should have a pullback, but the amount of shorts and the dealers that are long in the market just goes against everything. It's quite difficult to trade this right now because you're like, oh, what should I do? But I've had that chart out for ages. Where's a fresh chart? I don't even have a fresh chart anyway. ETH to Bitcoin, just still, when this hits 303-ish, it could be time to long ETH, but not right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go through my entire watch list. Let's have a look at XRP for once. Yeah, this is why we don't look at XRP, isn't it? Imagine buying XRP in like August 2020, or like just before the major bull market, and just holding it. Like, you didn't sell nearly like $2. Like, I remember this crazy pump. this one weekly candle. I was like, boy, and then just round tripping it to 3-4. But it's going to $100. That's what the people on TikTok say, guys. That's what they say on TikTok. Yeah, so that's XRP. Other than that, I think we'll leave the rest of the SPX and the DXY and Bitcoin as we've had a look. Let me just go back to my. We'll leave it for Viking to do. But yeah, as of now, I mean, we don't need that anymore for sure. That's Stoobs.
No, go ahead and go through it, man. I'm just passively watching.
Oh, you're here. Hello, mate. Yeah,
Hey, how's it going?
I was just saying on the daily, like from the charting perspective, it looks like we're nearly getting to a pullback area. Obviously, we've got bearish div. We're in this major order block on this swing, and we're in the band. But like with the amount of shorts in the market, there's really nothing that you can like. Taking a short here would be quite risky without a breakdown. And I was saying that
Yeah,
on this candle at 7 a.m. This one here, if you look at long to short ratio, a lot of longs got trapped right here in this candle. It went from 58.7% long to the next candle 58.7% short to 55.4% long. So a massive switch in this candle right here. Massive longs trapped. But yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, lots of longs. People trying to long the breakout.
I mean, right now we're like you said, we're just super divergent. We're super overbought on low time frames, and the key here is that look at the market structure from the start of Saturday for Bitcoin. It's simply fully parabolic.
Mhm.
So if it's a parabolic up move, there's going to be eventual break, and the only way parabolic breaks don't result in massive dumps is if they go from parabolically up to running completely flat.
Mhm.
And a good example of something that's happened pretty recently with like a massive upside move, which became super overbought but didn't stop effectively, is back in like February to first of March, where we basically we had a major move up that broke new local highs, and then we had 10 days of pretty volatile but effectively ranging up at the high structure. So I mean, we're still super bullish here. We're at the high of the range, we're at the major resistance, and effectively there's three outcomes, right? The continuation, which is the most likely move because we are so close to 20 to 30 billion dollars in short liquidity. That's mostly up near 74, 75K above the all-time high,
Mhm.
and that's the higher time frame. So that's the best case move, is that we actually go from right here, I think at least, range and go flat for a couple days, trap some people, do a really sharp pullback to break local longs, and then full send. And the worst case effectively would be the loss of like 67 or effectively 66.6, which breaks the upside trend and it forces us to revisit mid 50Ks. But outside of something like that happening, it looks wildly strong.
Mhm.
um, you can't really knock it at this point. So even if it locally were to break down, you can still hold quarterly support at like the Q3, Q4. That would check a lot of boxes for sweeping stuff down towards 60K again and still remain wildly bullish. But I'm actually hoping here that we get, because we are so bearishly divergent, that we don't get failures more so than just running completely flat and sideways, which allows everything to cool off and not allowing for like daily time frame bearish divergences to play out.
Mhm.
Like I literally want no volume, no movement for a couple of days and let everything cool down.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
we could even like come here. We could come here. We could even come like here to this weekly open in June. And just, I mean, I guess we've already tested June basically here, but we could even come to this weekly open or this previous weekly open here, this swing, and just
Yeah,
mess
yeah. And
around
they're
over
all
here for a bit.
support. You got 69K the previous weekly. You've got uh 70K effectively, like where the local little switch is. If
Mhm.
you go on the
Yeah,
1 hour, you'll see it. It's a little flip there. You've got,
right
I
here on
mean,
the daily open.
don't Yeah, like what don't you have? I mean, you've got the June open, you've got the weekly open, you've got the previous weekly open, you've got super high time frame levels like a weekly support and resistance at 69.6. So if you slap the weekly on, you'll see basically weekly support that we bullishly backtested.
The weekly's there.
So I go no hit on the weekly time frame. I meant you'll
Oh,
see
okay.
it. So
Ooh,
zoom in and you'll see, yeah. So you'll see the previous weekly structures that we're flipping. So effectively
this
that.
one here. Yeah.
Yeah. So all of that is going to act as support. And if we fail that, that's the failure that breaks us back down to retest lows. But the current structure looks like it's step laddering up into a move more similar to what we saw in like the end of December last year, beginning of January, than
Mhm.
it does anything else.
Yeah, and if we can weekly close above 69, what 750 or around there, this swing here will be massive, absolutely massive, and then just
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
massive.
It'll be huge. So I'm hoping that we actually go flat in range between the Q2 where we're at now back down to, yeah, 69K. Heck, we can come back to 69, 69.1
Mhm.
and range in there and just close back above. Yeah, anything that closes above like 69.7, 70K, it looks really strong. So
Yeah, it's looking good, man.
the risk that we run is closing the weekly back below 69K. If
Yeah.
that were to happen, this entire move is a fake out. And now we've wrecked the upside liquidity, and the downside liquidity in that parabolic move, which is high leverage, is more attractive than the upside.
Mhm.
And just on liquidations alone, that's what I would say. The biggest thing that we risk now is losing enough local structure to get people to start longing, thinking that bull run frothy go up, and that everybody's all of retail flips green, because right now we're seeing the bearish exhaustion of retail traders. We're not seeing like retail flipping bullish yet. If retail
Mhm.
flips bullish, it's done. But they've all missed the move. They've all missed the upside drive. So their mental block is in where it says, "Well, I've missed the move up, but I need to catch the move down." So they're still pressing the red button even though they're completely exhausted and they keep getting stopped. But they're still majority short in a market like a natural market for perpetuals, which it should be 55 to 60% long versus short in like a natural market state.
Mhm.
We're not. We're the opposite. It's like majority short, which is unnatural in normal movement for retail, which just means that, yeah, until they stop shorting and start longing, it's likely to continue or at least run flat because the volume is quite low.
Yeah, it's quite crazy that the retail stablecoin demand will catch every change in the structure of this line will catch every long on top. It's actually quite crazy.
Mhm.
That's why I like it so much
Yeah,
better than
I
the
mean,
new Algo Master one, like the old one.
yeah,
It's very, very good.
but like we're wildly divergent right now, so it doesn't mean it's the end. It just means that we can go much further. In all honesty,
Mhm. Slingshot.
but yeah, and there's the local break there, like that little low structure. If we start failing that low, we should see sweeps back towards the daily open, which is untested.
Yeah, because we just tested this right now, so we have made a higher high just. But let's see. It's interesting. See if it develops before your stream a little bit.
And like I said, I'm hoping for flat sideways cool off. And
Yeah, yeah.
usually when you get into like these type of high resistance moves where we're at high resistance but also high liquidity, or high support, high liquidity, it's the same thing. You effectively want price to squeeze into a flat top. So
Mhm.
you basically get like a flat top triangle and price squeezes into it.
Yeah, everyone's
And
just
if
fighting.
it, yeah, because the problem with the current move is that we've taken out all of the lower time frame liquidity and we're into the higher time frame liquidity. They're going to defend that as much as they can, but if we can say where April Q2 is and up to that resistance block at like 71.6 at the high we just made, whatever we do, if we farm out liquidity between there and effectively 69K and just build out a larger range structure at a range gain with the high remaining in the same spot, you're going to see like a buildup of liquidity that breaks the upside. So the way I look at it is from a market perspective of everything's a range of a range of a range. And if you look at the previous structure that we did, it's the range is 69K to effectively 65.5, right? And we're above that range now. We want to reestablish the current range floor back at 69. It's breaking back below that, which is the dangerous one, because then we fall then if we break that, we have to go back to like 67 to weekly open at 68, that type of stuff. But so that's the way I block it off in my brain, which is previous range that we broke out of just yesterday was 69K to 65.5. If we break back below 69K, we're probably going to do a mid-range retest, which would take us probably to June open, somewhere around there. Weekly open, 68K, 67K, something like that. If we
There's
fail 69K.
yeah, there's mega support in there anyway.
Yeah, there's mega support. Just like I said, the range structure is so key here. And that's why like using the Fibonacci retracement and just making a range like 0 through 1 is what I usually do to keep it simple. So like I do 0, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and 1 because it keeps my brain
Point
like
two
thinking
five.
where the
Ah,
range
okay, I
is.
see.
Yeah. So that's effectively that midline there is probably the deepest I'd see the retest if it's going to be able to retest bullishly. I don't want it really to get below that. And anything of obviously if we ever lose the range low here, we're going back to 60K because there's
Mm,
nothing left to do to the upside.
yeah, hopefully not even weekly open. Like just a wick if we do that in there.
Yeah. We can do it on a wick. We can't do it on any closes or failures, but
Mm,
like I said, we're in the high volatility, especially starting tomorrow. So an hour before the New York Open, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you have key economic data that's going to dictate the next FOMC meeting, which is next week on
mhm.
the 7th, where they're expected to do a 25 basis point cut, and the market's kind of pricing it in. So what we
Yeah.
don't like the higher time frame worst case scenario here is Trump wins the election. We have a massive rally, and then all of the crazy unrest happens. So all of the organized riots, the U.S. starts burning, and then you see all the upside liquidity taken out, and then price starts to fail back below previous highs, and it would be the greatest short liquidity grab of all time, and it would effectively higher time frame force us to do at minimum a mid cycle retest back towards like EK. But that's worst case scenario, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, it's getting crazy this week, next week. It's gonna be a good one, man. Little roller coaster.
We'll see. I'm, it's just at this point, it's a goddamn spectacle.
Yeah, it is. Me and my sister, we're gonna have a little election night because we've got Guy Fawkes night here, fireworks night on the
Oh,
4th.
nice.
So
I thought it was the 5th of November.
yeah, the election's the 5th, but oh, is it gonna come in on the 5th? Yeah, it'll probably be the day after, won't it?
Yeah, it should come in on the 5th, and then there's a lot of swing states reporting that it might take them like up to a week to report correctly, which is just the scammiest thing.
Hmm, that's so annoying. It's the easiest way to do election fraud, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's not get onto that one. Highly contested. Popcat is going crazy. Um, let's just take. This is just blue sky breakout. Look at this chart. This is crazy chart. I hope one of my shitcoins does this. Whoops. Let's turn the bands on and see what's happening here. Bands coming up. Yeah, it looks very good. I'm happy I picked this for my monthly coin. Do you have any experience with the poppy cats, Chris? And
No, I've never traded this one. Like I did the whole goat thing because I thought it was fun to short it when it first listed, but um Like Stu was doing it too. It was a lot of fun, but no, I tend not to do as much of the meme coins as I probably should because the returns are pretty awesome. It's just
Yeah, it's just
like
worth a just a
I
straight gamble.
yeah, just that's the thing. It's like if I do, then I'm taking money out of my DGen scalp account and I'm doing it with that. Like I'm not using any of my actual like managed assets and stuff.
Yeah,
Otherwise I'm going to kick myself.
and you probably want to be more in control because you're a good trader. So you're like, there's more of a chance of me hitting a crazy 100x trade on Bitcoin than there is on a random gambling shitcoin.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like I can pay myself every day just by trading the intraday stuff and managing my open positions versus having to stress about a coin that's has no value, does nothing, and it's completely. I mean, okay, yeah, the whole market's speculative, but
But this is like
it's just too.
speculative on another level. This is like full on, just you're
It's
guessing.
literally it's literally just going into the casino, going to the roulette table, and throwing money on black,
Mhm.
and hoping. Except if black was only 25% or less of the actual numbers on the board,
Mhm.
so
However,
it's it's it's
chat,
it's a gamble.
if you go into the chat, you'll see that I've 110x on a Trump coin that I bought back in like May. And yeah, fair enough. I did get rugged on like a few of them, but one of them did 100x and just paid for everything. And that was kind
Yeah,
of like
exactly. But that's
an
that's the point.
educated one because it was like, oh, before the election, I'm gonna buy some of the coins in this area where it's probably gonna go up, and then yeah.
Yeah, but the point that you made there was the most important one, which is you've got rugged on a couple of them.
Mhm.
So the idea is if you have like 1,000 or 5 grand or whatever, you just even a couple $100, don't all in one shit coin
No, no.
spread like shock. Yeah, you have to shotgun allocate it. So you allocate into like a mixed bag of like 5 or 6 things with
Mhm.
the full knowledge that at least half will likely go to zero.
Oh, 100%, 100%. You're getting like if you hit like five great good little shit coins, you're probably getting rugged on twice as many to get them hits, like at
Yeah.
least
Oh yeah.
minimum.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the number one thing with trading shit coins is that people gamble their whole goddamn net worth on like
Mhm.
pee pee poo poo coin with the idea
Right.
that it's going to 100x. And it's like, okay, I don't say allocate your whole net worth. Like, don't ever trade money that would seriously impact your life if you lost it. But go for like a spread of 5 to 10 coins and allocate pretty as evenly as you possibly can.
Mhm.
Because you can always kick yourself for, oh, if only I'd only all in Popcat or blah, blah,
But you're
blah.
never gonna do
That's
that.
great. No, no. If you do, it's like hitting the lottery and it's a fluke. And the guys who do that and then they'll do it again, they'll lose all their money
Mm.
because that's what the market does. The people who made like I know a guy personally who did that last cycle with a couple coins and he made probably north of 2 to 3 mil,
Crazy.
and he traded 90% of it back in with shitcoins.
Yep.
So he only walked away with like 200-300K at the
Yep.
end of the bull run when he could have just gotten completely out.
Yeah. It is wild. That's so
But that's
crazy.
what that's but that's what happens. Like
And
that's literally the people get addicted to the hit of how good it feels when you make money in a trade versus like, oh, I made profit and that's why I'm exiting positions.
especially the shitcoin where
But
it's
it's
like
an,
it's so fast, like it's so fast. Like you can make 10x overnight, and people are like, oh my god, I'm gonna do it again with even more this time. And it's even like when you were
yeah.
like, people say like, oh, if only I just put my whole thing in Popcat or whatever. It's like you're never gonna do that like ever when you think about trading. It's like if you have a bag of something and it does 20x and you sell half and then it does 100x and you look back and you're like, oh, I wish I just said like kept my whole position in. You're never gonna do that like ever. There's no point in thinking that way in trading at all because it was the right thing to
Oh,
sell some there. So you're never like you're just
yeah.
not gonna get anything about out of thinking like that.
Exactly. And that's honestly like the number one issue that most people have to get their brains out of because they'll do stuff like the worst thing that exists on TradingView and one of the best things that exists on TradingView is the ruler tool. So the ruler tool is there to give you like data for your trades. It's to let you make informed decisions about stuff. what people use it improperly for is they'll go on a chart on a trade that they missed and be like, if, and they'll play the if only I
Mm.
had,
Mhm.
and then they'll pull it from the absolute low or the absolute high if they were shorting, and then they'll say, oh, I would have done, if only I would have done this. And what that does is like the most amount of psychological damage to a trader possible, because it says even if you made money on a trade, you're still stupid, and you'll blame yourself for good trades. So now you're associating a negative action to a profitable trade. Or if you miss it entirely, it'll reinforce the idea that I need a FOMO, both of which are terrible things. So like, don't ever do that, what he's doing on chart right now, where you pull it from the low to the high and then say, if only I had,
If I was gonna
if
long
only I'd taken that
Q3.
long. Yeah. Exactly. And then if I would have done that at 10x, I'm talking like 200%, 220% on my count.
But you're
And
also
yeah,
never
just
gonna leave
don't.
it till there. Like you're obviously gonna take profit along the way. It's so stupid. You're right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like you're training your brain to think stupidly, and you're punishing yourself, even if you made money on the on the trade, which is again the dumbest thing you can do. Because the mentality of this is the hardest thing to master.
Mm.
Like 100%. It's you can learn price action and understand liquidity within a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
But if you're like you're psyching yourself out if you're doing it that way, you know, and that's the worst thing to do.
Mhm. I agree, man. Um. So yeah, I think we've got a few people in here now. Clocks went back, and luckily I checked you saying that to Mike last night because I wouldn't have woken up for this. But um, how are people liking the earlier one for the Europe gang? And um, let's see what you guys are looking at. Send in some charts, send in some trays, whatever you guys are looking at. We'll see. And right now, I think I'm going to look at the 3 minute charts on the little doggy and cat coins. Whoa, what the hell? Jesus Christ, what happened there? And then yeah, that's not that's not healthy and happy. Yo, they just blew everyone out of the water here. No long is left. This is probably gonna pump actually. Should have looked at this 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and if it loses the weekly, then you have basically the telegraph move of where the
Yeah,
next
like
short long liquidity
no,
exists.
there's nothing here now. Everything's been gone.
Nothing.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, it looks good at the moment. Upside, upside still intact. Got high highs, high lows. Probably gonna go for August again, if I were to guess right now. Let's check the chat. You not talking about me, Viking? Oh, Zeus is still here. Thought you weren't coming, Zeusy boy. Ossak. Any daytime is good for me. Jeffy boy. My Welsh dragon. What's up? You excited for the budget tomorrow? You and Wheels? Was it Wheels that asked me? No, Emerson. Sorry. Emerson, my brother. Ossak. Let's have a look at Ossak then. For Mr. Donald Trump. 5 a.m. streams are lit. Yeah, so Zeus, I might make them back to 11 a.m. for me, so it'll be 6 a.m. for you. But I'm not sure when your clocks are going back or if your clocks are going back.
They do in next week, or
Next
they
week?
should. I don't, yeah, this week. So usually you have two of these split weeks a year where EU and the West rolls back, and the US just says, "Nope, we'll wait a week."
That's so weird. Why?
I don't know. I don't even know why we have daylight savings time. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. We
I
should
know
just
why.
eliminate it.
Well, it's for the farmers. So, like, for example, when you wake up here now in London, it's like dark. It'll be like dark at 8 a.m. if the clocks don't go back, which is when everyone's trying to go to work and shit.
So why don't they just put it in the middle? So 1 year we'll just go halvesies and go like 30 minutes, and then that's where we leave it.
Because it has
That
to
then
be.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
I get what you mean. I get what you mean, but to me it makes sense because it's always happened my whole life. But it's so shit when it
yeah.
happens. It's just darkness, constant darkness here now.
Oh please, dude. I live up in Sweden. You don't
Oh
even know
yeah,
what
true,
darkness is.
true, true, true.
Darkness is coming in December when it's 10 o'clock in the morning and the sun isn't up.
Yeah, yeah, fair. That must be so weird. So weird.
And I'm in relatively south, but even in Stockholm, like in the summertime, there's always light in the sky. You know, it's not the sun goes down like under the horizon, but I've been up in I think the furthest north I've been is up in Abisko, which is north of the city of Kiruna, which is I mean it's a very relatively small city in northern Sweden. And I've been there in January to go hiking and stuff and see the northern lights and whatnot.
Mm,
I think there was no light in the sky, and we saw a little bit of light in the sky. The sun never broke the horizon and it was a little bit of light between like 11 o'clock in the morning and like 3 in the afternoon, maybe four.
that
There's a
is
little bit of light in the sky.
that must mess with your like circadian rhythm so much. You must be like, when do I eat? Like, what time is it? Or do you just get used to it?
Oh yeah. I mean, the people who live up there, there's like the old nomadic Sami are still up there, and they're
Mm.
people who have like they're reindeer farmers.
Yes, yes, the
So
reindeer herders.
we did that, and we got to meet a local guy, sit in a yurt with him, drink some home like some moonshine, and eat some like dried reindeer beef or meat, which was delicious. And
Mm.
then for dinner we had like a giant reindeer steak. It's so friggin' good. Like I don't know what it is, but I've had the same feeling with elk and reindeer. Not so much with deer, but like elk and reindeer, that when I eat like a big steak of it, and like an hour later, I feel like I'm like 5 years younger. It's so bizarre.
Really?
It's like it's crack, dude. It's
Like
it's like
premium meat.
physical crack. It's premium, organic, nothing added from something that all it does is eat high nutritious stuff in the forest. They're not like little scavengers and stuff,
Yeah.
you know. But it's if I don't know, I've thought about it that I want to just try the whole carnivore thing because
Oh
I've
yeah.
seen some of the benefits and friends I know, but
See, I've actually tried
yeah,
it,
like
so um,
is it,
I can
how
tell
was
you.
it?
So basically, I tried it because I needed to because my appendix burst and then I got sepsis, so I was so ill and my whole like intestines were like it was like contaminated because it burst and shit like that. So like my recovery was like 9 months last year. Was it last year or was it 2 years ago? And so I was like, oh, cause my stomach, it was basically my digestion was like fucked. So I was like, I need to go on the most like reductive diet ever. And so I was like, oh, I've seen loads about carnivore, obviously, like Jordan Peterson and his daughter, and like loads of stories about people with chronic illnesses and stuff like that, and obviously like digestive problems. So I was like, oh, okay, let me do it. And it's basically like a carnivore slash keto sort of thing. I did do carnivore properly for 2 3 weeks, and it was, yeah, to be honest, it was really good. But I can't really speak on the like longer term possible non-health benefits for it because you might need to get your cholesterol checked, or I'm not really sure what it does to things like cholesterol if you eat just red meat. Like the conclusion I came up with was it was good for like a month to get my health in order, but for a long term thing to only eat meat, I don't think it's the best diet that you could have. Like I definitely think doing a sort of no carb.
You need to heavily supplement it too. Like
Yeah, yeah.
there's yeah, it's the
Like
same thing as like veganism. Veganism's like the most unhealthy thing you could do
it's
unless you're
not good.
taking
It's not good to only do one. But like for example, having
yeah.
your diet majority meat, I found was very good. So like 70%, and then like some fruit, some vegetables, and maybe a little bit of dairy if you drink milk or eat cheese or something. And then I was fine. But yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
try it out for like couple 2 3 weeks. You'll probably feel really good at first, but I'm just not sure about the long term adverse effects to it. Like if you eat meat, only meat for a year, what's it gonna do to your like cholesterol and your liver and shit like that? Like I'm not really sure about that. Like you gotta eat some vegetables surely. Like a bit of fruit, mate. Like long term. I'm talking long term though.
Yeah.
But definitely give it a
No,
go,
it's
man. I think you'll enjoy it, and it'll be a nice little experiment for you.
yeah, I think I might try it, or at least something like ketogenic.
Yeah, man. Like I
But
I've
it's it's
dropped.
it's, it's difficult right now in the winter time because like we just were out with the whole family. I've got like my in-laws here. We just went out for a big walk in the forest where I live, and we picked like a kilo of mushrooms, like forest mushrooms, and
Mm,
we're gonna make a big like steak pasta with it.
mm.
So, like,
Yeah, you're like I don't
yeah,
want to give that up.
fuck no, dude.
Yeah, so I basically I
Go-
barely eat carbs. That's just my adapted diet. I eat a lot of like just meat, nuts, dairy, fruit, vegetables, but mostly meat. And I've found that's the best diet for me.
Hmm,
Can fit
interesting.
into my old suit again and stuff. Like fits me perfectly.
Hmm.
Anyway, Ossak. Um, let's have a look what we've got here. So we've got higher, lower high, lower high, lower high. Is that a lower high? That's a lower high. And then we've got lower low, high low, high high low, high low. So we do have some upside trending price action in the local. I'm just going to draw lines just so you can see it. Just because lines. Um, but we haven't broke this high yet, so we actually haven't done too much. I would say on the balance of this though, it looks good because we've retested Q2 and Q3, and we're above the EMA line. So I don't know what you're doing with this TCJR. Are you spot? Have you got a spot back from low down? Did you like sell a lot on this pump, and you're looking to get back in? Um, but to me, this probably looks like it's gonna continue at some point, especially if we can break this high on the next go. We're probably just gonna ping around here a little bit while Bitcoin does its thing. What even is this coin? Ossak. It looks like a dog or a tiger. Is that a tiger? I'm gonna look it up quickly. Spot from way back. Yeah. So yeah, this is probably gonna keep going. If I'm honest, if you got this way back down here, well played. I'm actually gonna look up. Is it just a shitcoin? Ossak. Oh yeah. So my shitcoin play from yesterday, guys. I was talking about S Dodge. So there's quite a lot of talk on Twitter that if Trump gets in, he's going to make Elon the Secretary of the Department of Government Efficiency. So like like he said he can cut 2 trillion off the government budget or whatever. So that acronym, which is what people have been saying a lot on Twitter, is Dodge, or if he's the secretary, it's going to be S Dodge. So again, just like with my Trump shit, I've made an educated bet on two of the S Dodgers. There's two S Dodgers on Solana, and I've just put like one song into both of them, just because why not? Like, and one of them's already up 100% because the market cap's like 800k. So, but yeah, if you guys are interested in a little bit of that, what's that? It just sounds like a shitcoin to be honest. Sounds like a shitcoin, but well played, my brother. I like it. I like it. Just delete that for now. Airdrop to everyone in ship that cheated early. No perps yet. I'm quite surprised that there's no perps on this yet. Especially as the market cap's 250 million and it's got actually doesn't have that much volume. Bro, I know shit coins that have 3 million market cap that are doing more volume than this. So that makes sense that it doesn't have a perp. Nice, nice. We like it, we like it. Oh, Bagel's here. Come say hello, Bagel.
You call him Bagel.
Yeah, from poker, innit?
Bagel.
From poker, from the nicknames on poker. But no one can say my nickname. Let's just have a look at this quickly. Nah, I wouldn't short that. Not right now. How's the where am I on the monthly leaderboard? Come on. Oh, Zeus top of the weekly again. No, someone else did have a MAGA coin. JB. JB. Right. Dog is failing the weekly open at the moment, so it could be a little scalp in here. Maybe put a little alert for 4-8. A little bit less. 4795. See if we get another retest and failure of that. I'll probably take a short here if we do. Just a little scalp. Down to here. Down to 5455. Right, let's check the chat. I'm coming up hot in the all-time leaderboard, finally up to 26 or something like that. Yeah, I want to get my legend points up because I didn't even really know it existed throughout my years.
You should share that if you could, because a lot of people can get behind it because they don't know about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start sharing it on my YouTube as well. I've actually got 2 sign-ups for my YouTube videos, which is quite nice. Literally just started.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I feel like you might have thought I was a random person the way you replied to my comment.
What do you mean?
Like I comment on your videos and you go, "Hey man, thanks so much. Like I really appreciate it." As if you don't know it's me.
No, I
You
was just
definitely don't know it's me.
no. I don't know. That's just kind of like my default response because it's
Yeah,
like I
true.
really appreciate people commenting on my stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's a good point. It should be more like personal
I
with it if
think
I
I
know the
think
people.
you should definitely have more subs. So you know the promote. You should try run a couple promotions on your videos.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're quite good. I did a 4 minute video on the MDX platform walkthrough. I was like, cool. Let me try one of these Google ads. So I put like 10 quid on it for like 7 days, and it got like 850 views. I got like 200 subs in like a day. It was crazy.
is it on YouTube or what?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I didn't know you could do
Yeah, so if you go to YouTube Studio
that.
and then go to content, and then on the
Yeah.
right you have video shorts live. Go to promotions, and just start a new promotion on one of your videos, and then you can like do the cost and the time and stuff like that. And just put like 10, 20 quid on it and see. You'll probably start getting quite a
Oh,
lot
okay,
of
I get.
subs because your content's good and it's short. So people like 5 minute, like straight to the point. This is Bitcoin updates. Is what I think. Like your videos.
Oh yeah, I have to create a new Google Ads account. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think you have to verify that you're a human or something.
Hmm, interesting. I'll definitely check that out.
Mm, yeah, I feel like you should. Rightio. What do you by the way, Chris, what do you think is better, trading different or trading light? Because I think I want to get my trading light account back. But trading diff is free, right?
No, it's not free. It's
It's
like
not free.
$60 or something. I
Oh
tried it
damn.
just to test it out for a month
Yeah, yeah.
because it's cool to see the liquidity pools, but you can effectively see the same thing with
Mhm.
our liquidations. I think they just have a better. They make it easier to view because they have their charts built into their website, um, which allows you if you build like the TradingView platform into a website, you can then pull API data in.
Yeah.
Pulling API data into TradingView is wildly complex. So the
Hmm.
visuals aren't as good, but it shows the same data as like our liquidation stuff. It's
Okay.
an easier way to see it.
But so is it better? Is it worse? Trading light? I like trading
Uh
light because I like to see how many Bitcoin is trapped in that specific candle. So say you're looking for a short and you get like a candle with like
oh
a
yeah,
wick and
yeah, the
there's
order
loads of
flow
longs
of
at
it.
the top, and I'm like, yo, okay,
Yeah.
time to short.
Yeah. I mean, you can effectively do the same thing on Trading View because they have um the what do you call it? The volume footprint on there as well. It's not as attractive as a chart as the other one. It's quite blocky, but
Hmm.
it still gives you good data. It's just I don't like the visuals because the visuals I think are they could improve.
Yes.
But you have the same thing. If you just do the drop down up at like where you can choose bars, candles, or whatever, if you just go down to volume footprint, it'll show effectively the same thing.
Okay. Okay. No,
And it'll give you a delta value too.
yeah. Is it exactly the same?
I see some discrepancies, but I don't know which one's more accurate. That's the problem.
Okay, I see. It
Because they
would.
also have a filter on it where they use the average true range value.
Mm, you would like to think that the paid one on Trading Light would be better than the free one on Trading View, or more accurate.
Yeah, I mean free. I mean I think you still have to have it in something is still there. I think like as far as like you have to pay for it, but like you still have to have it has a built-in row size based off the ATR length, the average true range length. So that's an adjustable value. So like purely visual, the one on Trading Light looks better, but you have effectively the same thing on Trading View. It's just
Hmm.
it might be a little skewed because they have an ATR filter on it.
Yeah. Okay. We
But like
shall
yeah, I
see.
mean I can even there I can see there's a huge delta at effectively 70.9. So if we get below 70.9, it puts what 2,500 Bitcoin longs out of position. And if you take it from in that perspective of blocks, if you go down to say 70.4 or even back to like the daily, you're doing the 50x, the 100x and 50x leverage is taken out. So you can almost intuitively then say, well, if we lose that and we put these longs out of position, you have to do a 1.4% retracement based off of liquidation of 100x and 50x leverage. That's the combination of using order flow with liquidity dynamics because
Hmm.
then you can effectively measure the move out before it happens of where it's expected to go.
Yeah, just on the liquidation data or the liquidity.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Not too much movement in this hour. Let's just have a look. What's going on? This is not the 15-minute chart, is it? It is. Um, let's check the chat. Nothing in the chat. So yeah, I think that might be me done. What's IO's doing? This, I fumbled this bag so badly in the bear market. I know someone likes this. Someone always asks me to look at this, and I kind of like it. But anyway, I think I'm gonna bounce to the gym. Do you want something in the chat? You're a funny one,
Hey, just a
Juice.
question, like off topic. When you did that, did you when you did the promotion thing for YouTube, did you
Mhm.
select like specific countries or no? Oh, you did.
Um, yeah, I did. Some of them I did. So some of them I did UK and USA, and then I think there's an advanced setting where you can just do English. So um, I'm not sure
Okay.
what's best to do. Either to just leave it and it'll just do random, or do like UK, USA, just some English speaking countries. I'm not really sure that it matters, but I feel like a lot of my audience was like Indian or whatever.
Oh, really?
On the one that I did none of, because they're horny for some algorithms.
That's cool.
But yeah, leave none on one and see how it goes, and then just run like a little one, and then um do like a targeted one and see. Yeah, I definitely think you should run a couple
Hmm,
on your vids, because your vids are good and they're short. They're exactly what people want to see. Like just some quick little update, bang,
nice.
bang, bang. Here you go.
And you run it for like a day or two or a
I
couple
do it
days?
for like 7 days, but usually just like you get quite a lot of views when you post it and then you run it straight away. Um, you start getting a few views, and then because you get a few views and a few likes, you get more. Like it shows up on more people, I think. But yeah, I might do. I'm gonna do a few as well. Let me stop recording.